I'm Daniel Fisher. I'm here at NAMM 2012 and very excited to show you the XWP1 from Casio. This is an amazing performance synthesizer, and it's just out. This will be released in March, and I'd love to show you a little bit about it. It has several modes that make it a really cool performance synthesizer. One of them is the solo synth, and it's extremely fat because it has up to 6 layers. Listen to this thing. And these drawbars let you have real-time control over those sounds, so you can hear one oscillator, another oscillator, another oscillator, another one. You can even bring in noise, and you can also bring in an external synthesizer or an external sound source from your iPad, iPhone, MP3 player. That's why we gave you this rubber pad up here. So you drop your iPhone, iPad, something like that. You can connect it via USB because this is USB compliant, no drivers needed. It'll plug straight into your iPad, iPhone, and you can drive some of your apps there. Take the audio out of that into this, and then process that as yet another oscillator in your sounds. And you've got, for all 6 of these layers, you got a separate voltage control filter, a VCF VCA with ADSR for both, and then you go into what we're calling a multi-mode total filter that has full resonance that goes all the way up into sine wave oscillation. And then that goes into an effect, and then all of that can be sent to a chorus effect and an additional reverb effect. And so it's extremely fat. Then we have this thing called Hex Layer that lets you do 6 separate instruments simultaneously. You can assign high key, low key, high velocity, low velocity. It has all your piano strings, horns, clavs, everything you would expect in a performance synthesizer. And then we have drawbar organ mode. This allows you in real time and it's got percussion, second and third percussion that correctly acts in the right way, monophonic, and that's kind of the instrument performance part of it. But then as a groove thing, they have this thing called step sequencing, and what that does is, unlike a groove box where you can just go in and hit notes and then leave it, this thing lets you start a groove, and like for example, I could start laying down some kick lines, lay down some snares, lay down some hats. Okay, and that's pretty standard for a lot of groove boxes, but here I can actually go in and start editing notes for every beat, like it's a 16-track analog sequencer where you can move it around. I can also go in and change the velocities of every note. And not only can I do that for drums, but I can do that for pitched instruments. Like if I wanted to add a bass part, it's as easy as just throwing down some notes. And now, I could be changing notes. So you're not listening to the same sequence over and over and over and over. This is something that breathes in real time. You can even pick what scales are going for each of these parts, so as you're moving the sliders, you're not accidentally hitting some note that doesn't fit with the groove. Or you can go in full chromatic mode, do from 0 to 127, have free reign over your composition. All of this then can go into what they're calling a performance, which is 4 layers that has either the solo synth, Hex Layer, or drawbar organ, plus 3 more layers of PCM. Each of those have their own high key, low key, high velocity, low velocity, chorus send, reverb send. And you can also send either internally to a sound, externally via MIDI, or independently via the USB, which is really critical. And so you actually have 32 different destinations that each performance can go per part. And so this is the XWP1 performance synthesizer. Then over here we have the XWG1, very similar, except now this is more acclimated toward grooves and things. So what they did was they got rid of some of the things like the drawbar organ and the hexaphonic layers, and instead give you 20 seconds of sample looping time with infinite overdubs. Plus you can also bring in your own .wav files. Both of these have SD cards, and you can bring in user instruments, and then you can sample yourself. You can overdub over that. And then because they don't have the drawbar organ like they have here, all of these sliders will move all of your synthesizer parameters in real time from the front panel. This will be $6.99. retail price coming out in March. This will be $799 coming out in April. Street price will be about $499, $599, and we're very excited about both of them.